Hi, I'm Jesse Ashlock. I'm a travel expert and a New York City local. I'm here to take on the internet suggestions about what you should do in my city. I'll tell you whether I think they're worth your time and what I do instead. Which sites should you see in New York City? The answer, of course, is all of them. It's New York City, the greatest city on earth. But let's consult the internet and see what its recommendation is. Number one site, Times Square. No surprise there. I'll be honest with you. A lot of New Yorkers don't particularly like Times Square. Myself, if I'm a half a block down the street, I'm most likely to stick my head down and walk as fast as I can until I get where I'm going. But there are all kinds of places in this area that I do love. There's the Rum House, a wonderful old bar a little bit over that way. There's the Algonquin Hotel where Dorothy Parker had her round table. And there's Jimmy's Corner right behind me, an awesome family-run boxing-themed bar. It's a place where you will come and feel like family too. Come in with me, be careful, it's very narrow. We're in Times Square, and it's easy to get overwhelmed by Times Square, crossroads of the world and all. Full of people, there's people hawking Broadway tickets, people wearing stuffed animal costumes wandering around. It can be a lot, but it's still a neighborhood. It's always been a neighborhood, and there are little pockets where you can still find the neighborhood. This is one of them, Jimmy's Corner.
Jimmy was my dad. He was a Hall of Fame boxing trainer and manager and cut man. Him and my mom opened this place together about 52 years ago.
I was on the train and I was telling my friend that I was going to be coming here, and some guy across the train was like, they shot scenes from Raging Bull at that bar.
So that is true. Robert De Niro used to hang out here. He was very quiet. He'd sit in the corner and read a book, but he liked my parents. The story was when he was shooting Raging Bull, he said, look, I don't care what scene it is, but I want you to shoot something at Jimmy's. And in a big way, it was to help us out, because back then it was seedier. We didn't have the same kind of business. He wanted to do something nice, but when the directors came and looked at the place, we're so narrow, we're so small, they said, look, can we just pay them and shoot this somewhere else? Because it's gonna be really hard.
Jimmy's is most certainly a dive bar in the best and truest and most authentic way. New York City, Brooklyn especially, has its share of phony dive bars. This is not a phony dive bar. This is the real deal. One of my favorite things about New York City is the tradition of Jewish food and culture here. So I asked the internet, what's the best Jewish restaurant in NYC? And it told me Katz's Delicatessen. It's hard to argue with Katz's. I love the pastrami on rye there, really good pickles. But Katz's is very famous and very popular. So if you're not hell-bent on reenacting When Harry Met Sally, I'd like to suggest B&H Dairy as an alternative. Like Katz's, it's old, venerable. It's been around more than 80 years. It harks back to a slightly different tradition than the Jewish delicatessen. It's a dairy, a luncheonette. These were the famous Jewish lunch counters where you could get a bowl of borscht, get some latkes, delicious challah bread. You take a seat at the counter in here, and it's like taking a step back in time. Let's see here. Well, I feel like I've got to have a bowl of borscht and some latkes. Should I order blintzes too?
Yeah, we have to do the blintzes.
All right, we have to do some blintzes.
That's it. Those cheese blintz, please. And of course, challah bread with butter?
Yes, please.
You got it.
That's the most comforting thing there is.
How's the borscht today?
It's so good. It's the perfect thing for a crisp fall day. So my grandfather used to live around the corner in the 1960s and 70s. He was on St. Mark's Place, and this was like the place that he would always come.
So this is in your vein?
It's in my blood. Yeah,
It's in
got
your
borscht in the blood.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, there's sour cream, little applesauce.
Sour cream, not applesauce.
I like the applesauce.
Nah.
I mean, you know, there's
Cheese
no...
blintzes with sour cream.
Oh no, not the blintzes. It's the latkes.
Latkes with sour cream.
I'll be back real soon.
Thank
Don't
you.
worry.
Promise, huh?
I promise.
We
Bye.
wait for you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's see what park the internet says I should go to. Well, Central Park. I'm sure that neither you nor I needed to be told that. Central Park is a fantastic park designed by Frederick Law Olmsted famously, but this is the park that Olmsted said was his favorite, Prospect Park. And I mean, the competition is stiff. Not only is there Central Park, he designed the National Mall in Washington, DC, and many other spectacular and iconic urban green spaces around this country. But I think this one's the best too. It's wild, it's a little woolly. It's a place where you can really get away, which is super hard to do in Central Park. A place where you can walk the trails, experience nature in its pristine essence, in the way that God intended for it to be. What am I f***ing talking about? This is Longmeadow. It's everything you could possibly want in a city park. It's the longest stretch of unbroken meadow in any park in the United States. This meadow in the summertime is just full of people playing games. cricket, soccer, volleyball, games I've never even seen before. But honestly, this park is a great four-season park. Even on a snowy winter day, it's a wonderful place to be. Breakfast sandwich, cup of coffee, beautiful autumn morning in Prospect Park. Can't get any more New York than that. Best Thai food in New York. I know it is a subject of some debate. I know because I've seen the internet, and the internet says, ugly baby, Chalong, fish cheeks, Thai diner. Some very good spots on that list. I am calling it Elmhurst, Queens. This is the best Thai neighborhood in New York City, and I think this is the best Thai restaurant. It's called Zab Zab. It's a cheerful little spot that opened 2 years ago in the peak of the pandemic, showcasing the fiery, fresh, and very funky flavors of the Isan region of Thailand. It's gonna be a wild ride.
All these dishes, they're street food eaten everywhere in Thailand. When we're here, we couldn't find it, so that's why we.
So that's why you opened the restaurant.
Right.
Udon tani. Udon is not udon noodle. Udon is the town. When I introduce the dish to my customer, I always tell them, I want to give you a journey of the flavor.
It's got some zing.
This dish make our restaurant popular. Our customer, when they come, almost every table, they will definitely order this lot.
I just love the fresh herbal flavors, fermentation, and the crunchiness.
It's about the balance of the flavor.
This is so good. This has some real heat, and which is why I need that beer. But it is bold. It doesn't apologize.
This is a songdang.
Try the shrimp.
Just raw?
Oh yeah, I'm very okay with raw.
Okay. Salted, okay. Papaya salad.
What's the difference between the Thai food across the river in Manhattan and Thai food right here in Elmhurst?
I'm proud for Queens because we keep the original flavor. This is the style of the Isan, not supposed to be sweet. So I don't know what happened. That shouldn't be sweet.
Queens is where the flavor is. Which museum does the internet tell me I should go to? It's the Met. That's hard to argue with. It is the greatest museum on earth. That being said, the Met's a lot. You can spend an entire trip to New York City just going to the Met. Where do you start? What do you do? What do you do when you get tired? For an under-the-radar museum, come to the Noguchi Museum in Queens. It's one of the great single artist museums in the world, in my opinion. And I love this place above all else because it feels like a real sanctuary, a place to get away from the hubbub and chaos of New York City. There are these anthropomorphic qualities. You recognize things from the outside world in these pieces. My kids always do this thing of like looking for recognizable shapes and abstractions. It's like, look, a kazoo. And you can finish your visit by hitting the gift shop, one of the best in town, in my opinion. Pick up one of those iconic Noguchi lamps. Well, I do believe the time has come for a martini. And I'm going to consult the internet to see where it thinks I should go. It thinks I should go to Martini's or Valerie or Keen's Steakhouse, which is a great spot for a mutton chop. If I'm just in the mood for a martini in its purest form, in the best possible environment, the place I would go is the legendary Bemelman's here in the iconic Carlisle Hotel on the Upper East Side. It's really a temple to the cocktail.
My name is Luis.
Pleasure to meet you, I'm Jesse.
It is a pleasure meeting you.
Coming to the Carlisle in general just makes you feel like part of the fabric of New York. The way that it's just nestled in here on the Upper East Side, the history, the kind of nooks and crannies.
Enjoy it.
Cheers. There's probably no room in this town that makes a person feel more special than Bemelman's. And it starts with these glorious murals which capture the 4 seasons, which connect childhood to adulthood. It's a magical place, and it's a magnet for people who love magic. We're in New York City. There's no better place to come for fine dining, and there's everything you could want here. I'm gonna take a look and see what the internet thinks I should do tonight. The internet loves Le Bernardin, and so do I. It's an institution, a temple to seafood. I'm in the mood for something a little bit younger and fresher. There's a place called Naro that opened 2 years ago in Rockefeller Center next to the ice rink. 2 young and exciting Korean chefs named JP and Ilya Park who create a modern and experimental take on classic Korean flavors in an iconically New York environment.
Here's our first dish, pork chokbal. It's literally translated to pork trotters in Korean. And then we cook in a pressure cooker with a lot of herbal, medicinal spices and ingredients. Transfer into a little bit different shapes so that we wrap in brick pastry and deep fried it to make it a little bit crispy and different textures into it. We have the rice underneath seasoned with a little bit of pork caramel. And on top of that, we have salted cucumbers and lotus root and shishito peppers. I've got this idea because I used to eat a lot of pork trotters back home as well. And this is like a really traditional way to cook the pork trotters.
But they weren't cooked this way or plated this way when you were a kid, right?
It's a totally different kind of format.
This is comfort food of the highest order. Familiar flavors made strange in the best way. The vinegar and the sour with the caramelized sweetness, the comforting flavor of the rice. So much happening in this bowl, but it feels very integrated. I could go on eating this for days. The best fine dining restaurants are playing on emotion, what it means to be human, what unites us all. You can taste those feelings in this dish.
So here's our second dish, abalone noodles. In Korea, we have a lot of abalone, so I wanted to obviously use the Korean abalones with the liver. And we commonly use livers into sauces that will be really creamy and rich in flavors. And also we highlight it with Korean seaweed that you can only get it from local Korean areas. That's called kamtae. So it has a very unique flavor. You can definitely give it a try. Highly recommend for you to crack the egg and then give it a good mix before you have it, and then you can enjoy them all together.
Such a trip to eat food like this, rooted in tradition and yet is defiantly modern, facing the future, and is fun. It's so much fun to eat a dish like this. And I think that's an important part of what makes fine dining a treat. These are a few of my favorite places in New York City. I gave you high and low, I gave you parks, art, bars, I gave you Manhattan and Queens, and of course, my home borough, Brooklyn. I hope you love them as much as I do, and I'd love to hear what your favorite places are.